Hey guys, Dion here, and welcome back to my channel. Now I'm not going to ramble on too much about what is happening, only because I'm having the weirdest issues with my mic today and lining up in the recording. It's like not matching whatsoever, and I do not know why, and it's kind of frustrating when you're trying to do a voiceover that is supposed to be a voiceover that matches what's going on in the build, but I can't really do that. So what I'll probably just do is ramble on for the next 10 minutes, no, it's in the next 12 minutes, 11 minutes, for the next 12 minutes, and just kind of talk about Little House on the Prairie, shall we? Okay, here we go. Okay guys, welcome to my channel. I already said that. So this is the Little House on the Prairie school slash church build. Now it's mainly known as either, well, the schoolhouse or the church, because it's a schoolhouse and it's a church. If you have not ever seen this series, this is a very simple build. Don't expect something elaborate, and if you have seen the series, don't judge me on what does not match, because The Sims 4 is really hard to build for things that are from the 1800s, 1700s, the 1800s. It is not the easiest, but for what it is, it's actually pretty good. So yeah, the schoolhouse. What is the history in the schoolhouse? So basically, the schoolhouse had three uses. One, it was the schoolhouse. It was also the church for Walnut Grove, and then it also served as a hospital when there was unexplained illnesses. So in one episode, they had, I don't even know what the sickness, I don't remember what it was, but basically this guy was selling cornmeal, and it was infested with mice fleas, and he sold it to everyone, and it was killing people, and people were just dying off left, right, and center. So they ended up turning actually, you know what, now that I think about it, which is really ironic, so they didn't know what was going on, and they didn't know how it spreaded, because they didn't know anything. They didn't know it was a cornmeal. They told people to stop going to church, stop going to school, keep your distance. If you do have to be around someone, cover your mouth. It seems so familiar, but I just can't place it. Anywho, so they basically turned into a hospital before they found the shed full of mice. And burned it to the ground, because that's how you solve things nowadays, or then-a-days. You could probably solve some things nowadays too. Just saying, burn everything to the ground. Don't burn anything to the ground. We've had enough of that nonsense in the last year. Let's just say that. But so very randomly it was turned into hospitals, and obviously this is also the church, so they would have their Sunday church services here as well. Weddings, anything of that nature, it would be done here. Town council meetings, this was the everything building, you know. And then of course they held the school here. So the school primarily had 5 teachers that you saw teaching, some way more than others, some very infrequently. So your first main teacher was Miss Beadle. I believe she was there for 3 years. Not 3 years. Wow, that is not the word that I was looking for what's it called? For 3 seasons. Wow, I completely forgot that word. That's really sad. For 3 seasons. So she was the teacher that Laura kind of loved at first, because they were from the country. They didn't go to school, so she was like, wow, this teacher is beautiful. And they were great friends throughout the entire series, but really anyone they introduced that was one of those characters that you fell in love with usually was friends with the Ingalls family, the main family of the series. So Miss Beadle taught there for, about 3 seasons. She ended up leaving because she had gotten married to this guy, not Adam. Is it Adam? I don't remember his name, but basically she ends up getting married, and then having a son named Matthew, and then she ends up leaving Walnut Grove because there was no work for him in the town, at all. And then after her, it was Alice Garvey, who, if you remember the show, was also Andy Garvey's mom. So imagine having your mom teach your class. That would probably kind of suck. And then after, well, I don't really know if it was like after Alice, but like Caroline, Laura's mom, the main mom of the TV show, she also taught as well for a little bit, but I don't really know how long, but I don't think it was that long. I think it was like maybe like 3 episodes. Like, it was not a long time whatsoever. It might have just been 1 episode, to be honest, because that's all I really remember, but it could have been more. And then after those two, it was Miss Wilder, so Eliza Wilder. So if you recognize that last name, it is because that was Laura's sister-in-law. So basically, Laura married this guy Alonzo, who is siblings with Eliza. I was trying to figure out like to say he was brothers with her, but like no, he was, well, yeah, that was his sister. So basically, Eliza moves to town, takes over teaching at the school, and then Alonzo rolls up, or rides in, to visit, and that's kind of like how they met and how their whole story started. I know, so it's such a romance here in grade 5, and you see your future husband, you fall in love immediately. Who would think? And then the next teacher, I don't really remember why Eliza left the school. I don't know. I honestly don't know why whatsoever. But I do think it's weird how her brother was like 30 and he married a 15-year-old. I just find that kind of weird. I also find it, I don't know. It's so weird. Yes, it was probably like way normal back then, but like nowadays, no. Like, that could be your child, the way that kids are nowadays. You could be 30 with a 15-year-old. Like, I don't get it. Like, that's just, no, that is just wrong. But basically, after Eliza, we get the final teacher of the series. So she only taught for 2 seasons. Her name is Miss Plum. Like, honestly, when you look her up, like, I couldn't find anything on her. It was just Miss Plum taught these 2 seasons, and then her dad in real life is Michael Landon, who plays Charles in the series. So it was just like not a lot on her, which I'm surprised. But like, they don't know, like, there's no background story, like nothing. Like, you don't know nothing. She popped up one day and was like, I'll teach your kids. So I don't know, I think it's really weird. Also, we did have one other teacher, but he only was there for 1 episode. I don't remember his name, but it was like, oops. He was the only male, like, teacher in the series, because Harriet was like, to Miss Beadle, so this is pretty early on, was basically like year 2, lenient with the kids, so we need a male in. So this was like the first time that like they voted a teacher out. Normally a teacher left on their own accord, or they moved, well, on own accord, but like no one's ever kind of been like fired from the job. Everyone's just kind of said, you know what, my time is over, you need to find someone else, in a sense. But yeah, oh, and then Laura also taught for a little bit too, but I don't think she taught for too long. Oh my god, I don't remember how many seasons there are now all of a sudden. Let me see if I can find. But yeah, so like, I don't even know. Yeah, it doesn't really tell us, like, you know, like, well, it does tell us. What was I saying? Oh yeah, how many seasons? I actually already forgot about that. But yeah, and then when they did blow the town, spoiler alert, okay? Spoiler alert. When they did blow the town up because the railroad company was trying to buy them out, they did not destroy the church, which I think is kind of nice, because that's like, the few, like it was on the few buildings that they didn't destroy, but it was like the symbol of the town. Like that is every episode, like you saw that building in the background too, you know? Also just because my wow, what's this thing called? I don't know. That's really sad because my audio is not lining up 100%. I'm pretty sure we're like in that point now, but if you notice by the curtains, I do have the blue, not the, but a blue ribbon hanging up there. So if you know, you know. Love you if you do. If you don't, that's okay. So basically it's just one episode where Harriet donates a blue ribbon to the classroom. It's also the same episode where she accidentally actually beats Allison, who plays Nellie, who's daughter to Harriet, another family. I know, confusing, lots of names, in the series. But, you know, we probably also already passed it by the time I mentioned it. But basically, she donates the ribbon, and in the episode she ends up not folding a jacket right, so she's like beats Nellie with it. But I just thought it was really funny when I came across that in The Sims, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like, they have the exact blue ribbon. We can literally use this. I love it. That's amazing. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's a very, oh yeah, I was just looking at a photo. That is definitely a gray bell. Oh, and I forgot the lights outside. I definitely did not put plants in front of the building either. Oh, that was more of a shrub than a tree. Well, my bad. Like I said, it's not a complete replica. It is a idea of a replica, is what we're gonna call it. We are about to head into screenshots here pretty soon. Like I said, I don't really know where we're at in the video. I'm just kind of going off based on time. So not a lot of screenshots, very, very few of them, but I do hope that you guys enjoyed this build. Please make sure to comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe for future content. Yeah, and I swear there will be future content because, like I said, it's been a while since I've uploaded. But if you guys want to see something, let me know and I'll make sure to build it. Alright, guys. Hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you all soon.